So there you have it. Those are the 7 key life privilege advantages that can make you a successful real estate agent. If you even have a handful of these, if you have like 3 or 4 of them, go get your license. Go make a ton of money. In this video, I'm going to go over 7 key life privileges that make real estate agents absolutely rich. And these are things you're not necessarily in control of. Privilege advantage number 1, be in the city or the town or the jurisdiction that you grew up in. That is a massive edge. You're going to know your city, you're going to know your streets, you're going to know your neighborhoods. If you're brand new to the city and you've hired a coach and they tell you they're going to make you rich no matter where you live, sure, for a fraction of a percentage of people that might work. But you've really got to be in the city you grew up in. It's going to make a big difference. Advantage number 2, have a monstrous family. It goes without saying, like that's going to be a massive part of your, especially your first few years, is your referral pool. The bigger the family, the more referrals you get. Number 3, which has to do with number 2, is have a spouse or wife with a massive family. And I separated these because my personal side of the family is small. I only have like 3 people in the city. Yeah, I have 3 people in the city. My wife's side has more than 40 and they all refer to me. So having a spouse or a wife with a huge family that is local, super privileged. Number 4, have a friend or family member that's in the business and that's thriving in the business. That's super important. Now, you might be like, oh, well, if my family member, I'm going to be competing. It's not really how it works. Like, you'll probably be working together. At least in the first year, you could get a mentorship agreement with that person. So my uncle was in real estate when I started, and he wasn't mentoring me, but he was awesome because in the first couple of years, I had a lot of calls with him. So late night calls where I needed help, where my broker of record, my manager were busy. I called my uncle and he helped me out, and he had a ton of wisdom, and it really helped. And then I have a handful of friends, probably 5 or 6 friends with real estate licenses at that point too, and they were go-tos as well. So having friends and close friends and family and close family in the business is a huge privilege advantage. Number 5, a spouse who has a massive network is huge. My wife's a natural networker. People kind of gravitated towards her. Her networking has been so fundamental in my real estate career. Like, hats off to her. Her networking generates more referrals than my networking. I'm not a natural networker. I just don't have a knack for it. It just doesn't come to me naturally. But she knows literally thousands of people in this city, and it makes a huge difference. And it makes a huge difference for her income. So that's a privilege. Number 6, the hunger and drive. So you could have all of these, but if you don't have that kind of entrepreneurial spirit, that drive, you need it. You absolutely need it, because I've seen agents get licensed and they like the idea of the money, but it's just not going to work out for them because they can't pick up the phone and they can't door knock and they can't approach people and they just don't have the drive for the success. Yeah. Okay, so number 7, sales and service experience. So before I got into real estate, it's my 10th year of real estate, by the way, I did 10 years prior to that of other sales jobs. So I did electronics, I did cars for a little bit, I sold software. It made a huge difference. Like, some of the training I got when I was selling electronics actually in Future Shop in Ontario, it was massive. And there's other agents I know that went to Future Shop with me. We worked at Future Shop together. The company no longer exists, but we talk about how that original training way back when was so key to the salesperson we are today. So there you have it. Those are the 7 key life privilege advantages that can make you a successful real estate agent. If you even have a handful of these, if you have like 3 or 4 of them, go get your license. Go make a ton of money.